We get a look at the sun shining in the buildings of downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Our broadcast location today. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. DA, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Donovan Mitchell grew up around pro athletes. His father worked in Major League Baseball, and Donovan said, "I saw guys making millions, staying humble and grounded. I also saw the other side, so I try to treat people right. I grew up that way, and the NBA doesn't change it." Kevin, he's showing as much as he's talking about it.
What a great guy. DA, thank you for that. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with George Hill. Then there's Horford, and it's Baisley into the 4 spot. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. Fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right,
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised, it's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
Now Mitchell. George Hill missing on the 3. Basket good.
There's a tenacity to Donovan Mitchell. Even with physical defense, this guy just finds a way to convert.
And we talk a lot about Mitchell's offense, and for a good reason, but the defense is also an area where he's excelled.
Oh, no doubt, Greg. We identify him with the offensive end of the floor because he's carried a burden for the Utah Jazz early in his career. But think about it. He's strong, athletic, long wingspan, excellent instincts. This guy has the potential to be one of the most impactful two-way players in today's NBA.
Conley dishes to Gobert. Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. Pass to Bogdanovich. The Thunder pull it in.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That is his first foul of the game. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Got that bucket in no time at all.
Boy, this guy's confidence from the outside is growing and growing. Gilgeous-Alexander with the 3-point shot.
Here's Mitchell. Off target from outside. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And the basket by Hill.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Mitchell's shot is good.
Well, if you want to pinpoint one thing about Mike Conley, it's his feel for the game. That's a pretty pass.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Sinks that one from the post. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points so far.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here is Conley. After the miss from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets it go from deep. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in. And the foul called on Bojan Bogdanovic. That is his first foul of the game. Thunder trailing by 4. To the paint, here's Horford, and finished off by Horford.
One thing you can't afford is to allow Al Horford to get to this spot. It's over if you do.
Passes it to O'Neal. And Bogdanovic kicks to Gobert. Here's Mitchell. No good from outside. The Thunder have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I don't think there's much more you can do. Bogdanovic is too skilled and too strong on these finishes with contact.
Now, here's Melodon. Over by Conley. Fader on the way. Horford no luck.
A fadeaway, not a terrible idea, but he needs to make the game easier on himself. He's overcomplicating things. Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That is his first foul of the game. .131 left to play in the first quarter. Utah leading by 4. The drive by Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the double.
My goodness, how do you guard against that? Mitchell tremendous at just getting into contact.
Here's Melodon. The pass to Muscala. Diallo with it. Back to Muscala. Here's Williams. And it's sent back by Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell twice on the pipes. The rejection is nice.
Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
58 seconds left in the first quarter.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
Over in the corner, Conley. The Jazz working the ball around now. Mitchell's shot is good.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Williams gets the bucket.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Mitchell's shot is good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Thunder trailing by 8. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Melodon. Rebounded by the Jazz.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
When Donovan Mitchell is this close to the cup, the defender has got to feel a bit uneasy.
This is his 2nd trip to the line in this one. Free throw drops for Mitchell. And Mitchell drops them both.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. Mitchell outside. Fires the 3. He's off on that one. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Utah up in front. They lead by 9. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently...
Everybody had their expectations of what we should be or will be, but at the end of the day, you know, we got to be able to focus on us, you know. Obviously, we went through a little bit of a rough patch. You know, we're still figuring things out, but we can make adjustments and continue to build. And I think we're playing great basketball. I think we're doing things the right way.
And you know, Greg, Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
Mitchell is the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Bogdanovich out there with Gobert, and it's Clarkson in at the 1 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. They've led by as much as 10. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And that one, they crossed the line.
You have got to be a low mistake team in today's NBA because once those turnovers start piling up, you're giving your opponent too many extra looks.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Bojan Bogdanovic was a pro in Europe for a decade before he joined the NBA. Croatian sharpshooter says, a lot of players who are happy over there, but I wanted to have another challenge, to play against the best in the world. That was the only thing that was important to me. Guys, he's lived up to that promise.
He loves that challenge, and he's having success. D.A., thank you. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now, and in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's 3 guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from 3, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those 3 guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the 3 guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having a guard the three-point line.
Hill, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Under trailing by 12. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Williams finds Hill. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Here's Mitchell. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Pass to Williams. Here's Dort. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Charlotte. Gobert with the block.
And the remarkable reach of the stifled tower. Gobert twice on the pipes.
And the basket by Hill.
And you can bet they weren't expecting that kind of a flashy move out of him, but that spin worked to perfection. And Doris, as Gobert has added strength, his rebounding numbers have continued to improve.
That's right, Greg. He's always been a force as a shot blocker. But over the past 2 seasons, this guy as a rebounder has been top 3 in the league. Last year, he even challenged Andre Drummond for king of the boards. He's got great size, great anticipation, and he plays with passion.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Kenrich Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander against Bogdanovich.
Well, pick and roll play from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander really starting to come along.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Clarkson. Up and in on the layup. Clarkson's got 10 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
a guy who can be a little inconsistent game to game. Clarkson can be extremely consistent year to year.
Right. Consider him as a rookie. Many of the numbers then are similar to what they are now. But the one thing that has improved is the consistency of the three-point shooting. He's worked so hard on it, and that's where the consistency has started to take root.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Mitchell with it, and it's Horford picking him up. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Clarkson's got the lead up to 14 now for Utah. Hill against Clarkson. Shot on the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Hill passes to Dort. Clarkson against Hill. Pass to Dort. It's back to Hill. And the three off target. Jazz leading by 16. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 16.
Well, Jordan Clarkson loves the offensive end, and he's in the flow on that drive. That's nice.
Hill dishes to Horford. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. With the fadeaway. Gobert with the block, and he recovers it. 3 on the clock. Dort off target from three-point range. Utah's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Here's Clarkson. Offensive rebound. Moves back up. And Mitchell with a nice bucket inside. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
You look at Donovan Mitchell and you don't understand the guy has a 6'10 wingspan. He's a problem on the offensive glass.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Gilgeous-Alexander against Bogdanovich. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, the tremendous length at the guard spot that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander presents is a problem for a lot of defensive players.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. The drive by Mitchell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
This is what Donovan Mitchell entered the league with, that explosive first step, and earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And Mitchell drops them both.
It's crazy to think that 12 teams passed on Donovan Mitchell. He has become a premier scorer in the NBA. Oh, would they love a do-over.
And so it's Utah closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
This is what Donovan Mitchell is capable of, guys. He pairs imagination with ability. The result is a high-level scorer who at the same time makes everyone around him better.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
They relied way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shots. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Taking a look at the Thunder, we've got George Hill, also Shea Gilgeous-Alexander out there, and it's Dort in at the small forward.
Well, this is problematic because Donovan Mitchell can hurt you any number of ways. Driving, spotting up, you name it, he's got it.
To the middle. Horford the pass to Baisley. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. The feed now to Horford, and they pick up 2. Horford's got his second basket of the night.
Well, there isn't a shot Al Horford cannot make, and on the interior, that's easy work for him.
Mitchell outside. Here's Gobert. Another shot. Bucket is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
The drive by Hill, and he makes that one. Hill's got 6.
Well, incredible dribbling from George Hill. This guy a master at knowing when to penetrate.
Here's Clarkson. And it's Baisley with the rebound.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. For the Utah Jazz last season, there was a lot of fallout from the COVID crisis. But Rudy Gobert was able to patch up things with his teammates and specifically guard Donovan Mitchell after Gobert realized his mistake. For a team with so much maturity and potential to win, it's good to see them finally be able to turn the page. Guys?
Good to see things back on track. Thanks, David. A couple years ago, after making All-Rookie second team, we knew Gilgeous-Alexander was good. But Greg, last season he went from good to great.
I mean, how about almost doubling his scoring average? Became a tremendous rebounder out of the backcourt. He gives you assists and picks up steals as well. Once he gains more strength, this guy could be a perennial all-star.
This is Donovan Mitchell in his toolbox, right? Uses the shot fake, gets that defender to bite. Nicely done.
Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint.
Well, the passing ability on display for SGA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander getting it done.
Offensive rebound. Nice shot by Gobert. Gobert's got his second basket of the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Unable to get that one. Good D by Mitchell. Eagles kicks to Gobert. Now, here's Mitchell. He's tightly guarded. Thunder trailing by 16. Up the floor. Here's Dort. The rebound by the Jazz. Mitchell's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
I'll tell you, Joe Ingles is proving that as a passer, he is a special player.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
This is a timely timeout because this guy is hurting them. They've got to figure it out.
And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Utah.
And it's really been a big night for that backcourt. They've given their guards as much freedom as they want, and over again, those guys have come through.
Now here's Diallo, covered by Mitchell.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Utah leading by 16. Here's Clarkson. And good that time. Clarkson's got 18 points in the game.
Well, Jordan Clarkson, a nice, efficient look there. Boy, that'll help your percentages.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Thunder shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And the technical free throw is good. We've got 1:28 left to play in the third. Pokusevski can't hit.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Passes it to Gobert. Over Muscala. Nice shot by Gobert.
Gobert has a thin frame, but make no mistake, he is physical and he relishes contact.
Now, here's Maladon. He's covered by Clarkson.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And then Mitchell with the dunk.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Thunder trailing by 21. Here's Pokusevski. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Maladon. Drills the three-pointer.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Clarkson on the wing. He's covered by Muscala. Now, here's Clarkson. Tight defense on him.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Goes up, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, Jordan Clarkson can be a little bit streaky at times, but right now this guy is on fire.
And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. One second left, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Hill's got 8 points.
Well, George Hill is such an accurate shooter in catch-and-shoot situations. He's always ready to let it fly.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Quinn Snyder.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity, okay? On misses, you guys really run in space. Anyone can break.
Well, he's trying to get them to maintain that edge right now.
And solid advice from Coach Snyder, wanting his squad to remain engaged.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Mitchell is the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Clarkson in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
I've always appreciated the unselfish nature of George Hill. He always has his eyes surveying the floor.
Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. The pass to Pokusevski. It's back to Hill. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Mitchell passes to Clarkson. Over Diallo. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. And the Thunder making a switch here. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Baisley. Three-pointer. He can't get that one to fall. The Jazz go the other way with it. 22 is their biggest lead. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Well, that to me typifies the confidence Bogdanovich possesses. A knockdown shooter with the quick pull-up.
Alexander surveying the D. Hill with it. Now defended by Gobert.
they've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And here's Bogdanovich for three, and the Jazz another three.
Well, you love to see Bojan Bogdanovich get out and run, get ahead of the defense and score. That is nice.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Here's Mitchell. From outside, off the mark.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season.
Oh,
I was
my goodness.
championship night, I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Did miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. It's good. Beasley's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 19-point game. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now defended by Gobert. Drains the three-pointer.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The drive by Mitchell. Makes it off the glass. Mitchell's got 32 points in the game.
Well, you love that they've been able to rely on him time and time again. You love the effort here late.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Offensive rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Mitchell. That three off the mark.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
Here's Hill. The rebound by Mitchell. Mitchell's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Right on the bucket.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
Here's Clarkson. Yep, that one goes. 22 points for him.
Well, just gets into the thick of the defense and makes a terrific play. Go ahead, Jordan Clarkson.
Mitchell against Gilgeous-Alexander. And he comes up with the deuce.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Here's Gobert, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Gobert's got 10 points here in the second half.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Jazz.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Donovan Mitchell.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
Miller outside. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. On the wing, Ingles. Bogdanovich finds Ingles. Over Miller. But they recover it. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.